Hello, welcome to Introspection with Jeff. I have an interesting topic. Now, I've been going through planning and house cleaning, so to speak, about this channel, plans for the future, and kind of setting up my new year, planning the upcoming year, planning the upcoming months. And I'd like to hear your comments, your own comments. I've been thinking about the channel, the spin-off channel called Creating Eve, and cross-dressing in general. Now, I've been thinking about female impersonators and looking through famous impersonators from the past, contemporary ones, and some of them, many of them portray famous people. Like when as I was going through, I was looking for what female impersonators do. Like, for example, I saw on 1980s and 1990s daytime talk shows these female impersonators appearing as guests, and typically they would sing, usually sing, they would dance, they would impersonate specific people, like Marilyn Monroe tended to come up a lot, Cher would come up a lot, Diana Ross, and so forth. And so I went into work. I was thinking, okay, maybe that could be my shtick. I wanted some excuse to dress up, like Samantha, or dress up. And so I asked a coworker. I'm not entirely out in terms of cross-dressing. I mean, like, I don't know if everybody, I hope not everybody at work knows I'm into that stuff. But there are two people that that appreciate it and understand and kind of encouraging, happy that I'm pursuing an interest of mine. So I asked one of them, do I look like with a little bit of makeup or a little bit of help, do I look close to some female, I guess singer would typically be it, but some female celebrity that I can impersonate? And I let her, think about it. I didn't have to hear about it right away. We were working. And then I was thinking, well, singing involves a lot of vocal talent, and I am developing my female voice with a coach. Her name is Andrea James. By the way, I should actually plug the people I've consulted for feminine voice. Andrea James, and there's someone named Karen who runs a company called Femme Fever that I consulted for makeup, and there's somebody I'm consulting now for Fox and Hanger. Luckily, I got the name right. Fox and Hanger, and she also has a podcast, and I'm consulting her for styling, clothing styling, and so forth, overall look. So I thought, well, voice would take a lot of effort, and I'm not a dancer. I'm certainly not as much as I'd like to be, and they're very sexy. I wish I could be able to be a contortionist. I can't be a contortionist. I thought somehow stage illusion popped into my head. I remember in college, I was fascinated. I even thought about becoming like an amateur kind of side hustle of being a stage illusionist. I remember the 1980s, David Copperfield, and I remember, I can't remember his name, Henning. Oh, Doug Henning was kind of a hippie dressed magician. There were a lot of good magicians. I don't know where they went. Could somebody please chime in, maybe in the comments below? Did you enjoy stage illusions? I remember in the mid-90s, there was kind of like a revival. World's Greatest Magic. There were 4 specials, and I think I recorded all 4 of them. There was also the secrets behind the mask. There was the magician's greatest secrets. There was a show, something like that, that only recorded a few episodes, but they would repeat them over and over, and they would demonstrate how tricks were done. And I'm fascinated by that stuff. As I'm watching these tricks, I know that physically what I'm seeing can't be real, and that's the fascination of it. That's the mystique of it. The mental game of trying to figure out how it was done. And so I thought, well, I took on the name Samantha based on Samantha in the TV show Bewitched. Now, she was a witch. And I thought, gee, that's a whole shtick. That would make me unique, because every magician has to have some kind of unique shtick, unique thing that separates them from the rest of the crowd. And I thought, gee, a witch as a magician. Maybe I could come in on a broomstick or something. But that would meld the two together. My interest in magic, stage illusions and magic, and cross-dressing together. And I wondered if I would need a blonde wig for that. And I could meld the two together, and it would be unique enough, a gimmick that people would catch on. Oh yeah, especially if they've seen Bewitched, they would catch on. Oh yeah, right away, just by the name. So comment below. What do you think? And also comment if you think I would look good as a certain celebrity impersonator, female impersonator. Who would that be? You'd have to use a little imagination. And maybe you've been in a similar situation where you're trying to find what you want to do in life, or trying to put your life together for the next year or so. What kinds of projects are you looking forward to, or what kinds of exciting projects have you begun in the past that maybe turned out or didn't turn out? And I've already mentioned the plans for the channel. I'm going to get an external hard drive. Thinking what nothing else comes to mind in terms of long-range plans. Certainly I'm going to get a backdrop. I'm going to improve the look of this channel. I want to upgrade. I want to get a high-definition camera. I want to get better equipment so it doesn't look standard definition. That also goes along with the external hard drive. I'll be able to hold more information and record in... now I'm using Photo Booth to record this. And the camera is built into my iMac. But I want to go out and I want to take a mobile camera, a good mobile camera, specifically for vlogging and YouTube video recording, stuff like that. And I also want to learn how to do interviews, like split screen interviews, particularly for the two other channels. Creating Eve, and another channel about documentaries, interviewing people about the Bible, about Kabbalah, and so forth. The other thing I had that you may want to comment on, please comment below. There's some things, you may remember Punky Brewster, not a real name, but somebody, a girl I knew in high school, and we kind of split at the end of high school, and it's a long story, and I'm trying to protect her anonymity. If you see my earlier videos, you'll know that we went to elementary school, middle, and high school, and I opened up one time and started giving her poetry, and opened up creatively, and writing letters and trying to build up a friendship, at least a friendship, if not some kind of relationship. And so we kind of got back to friendly terms around 2010, something like that, on MySpace and then Facebook. And um, so a few months back, I'd say like roughly in the spring um, of this past year, I texted her, and she texted back and she said, listen, I can't text right now. If you want to talk, please call me back right now. So, of course, I called her back and we talked for 2 hours and so forth. So, and then I thought our friendship had a potential for developing, and so I took it easy, and I just let it gradually let things gradually develop. I didn't want to speed along, but in the back of my mind, I wanted certain questions answered. And in that phone call, that 2 hour phone call, she did answer some questions, but she didn't quite answer them entirely. And I think there was more behind what she was saying. Um, so I had been thinking about. I haven't written a list out yet, but let me see. A little bit of a moment of silence. I just wanted to think of, what if I had the chance. If I had the chance, what would I want to say to her? What would I want to ask her? I know right now, she said that she essentially life certain things in her life have popped up recently that take up her time. She doesn't have time. She's sorry. She's very sorry, but she doesn't have time to have a friendship with just about anybody right now. And I respect that. Having said that, I would like. I don't know how to say this without divulging private stuff in my life. Um, but I did want to bring up the point, and I wondered if anybody watching this has been in a similar situation where um, they, maybe with somebody in particular, they had these lingering questions, or they had something unresolved, and it just sat for years and years in their minds. Maybe a parent, who's died, or a parent or somebody who's moved away, a best friend. They didn't know how to contact them, or they didn't know if they should, something like that. Um, maybe you can, maybe you'd like to comment below. Tell me about your story. Um, I guess the overriding question for me is that the top question for me is why she didn't try harder to talk with me and develop more of a friendship, because she she said in that 2 hour phone call that she wanted to, and it was basically pure pressure. Without getting into detail, it was pure pressure that she was concerned about what others would say, and that's something too. This channel is about therapy, and it's about um, you know cautioning people and giving people advice. And um, I want to say, if you succumb to peer pressure, sometimes it's best to overcome the peer pressure. Maybe think about the other person. Maybe it's important to break free from the crowd a bit and talk with the other person. Um, I'm thinking back to those years, like during college, right after high school, during college. What would I have wanted to say to her? Um, I wanted to know. I wanted to at least know, even after, during college years and so forth. I would still send her letters. I would still ask what was going on, because I thought I thought it was all on me and so forth. Why didn't she explain it to me? And this is from a male point of view, but anybody in a relationship or a friendship that hits a rock, that hits rockiness, um, it's very important that the other person, that both people open up and talk with each other. Um, so I offer that as advice. And I guess that's all I wanted to say right now. Maybe I'll come up with other topics later on. So hope you've had a good day. And again, if you like this channel, if you have suggestions for this channel, ways that you think it could be improved, please let me know in the comments too below. Like and subscribe. Thanks. I'll see you later. Bye.